A caption: Guide Dogs Annual Awards 2014. Verity Smith, Inspirational Guide Dog Owner Award. In association with Microsoft Services. Verity's sitting on some steps in a garden with her guide dog.
I lost my sight at the age of 8, and then over the following 7 years it gradually got more and more misty in my world, and at the age of 15 I was registered blind. It wasn't something that prevented me from doing anything. I was always a very determined child, and my parents were very supportive, and I just decided to keep doing the things I loved, riding my horse and just being a kid. I am a dressage rider. Dressage is a sport which I chose because as my eyesight got worse, I realised that I couldn't ever do show jumping anymore and I couldn't do cross country. But dressage is the perfect sport for a blind person because it's a dance set on a stage with your horse, and you don't need to be able to see. I am a singer-songwriter as well as being a dressage rider. I've just released and finished my first album, La Vérité. I've also just written some music for a London musical about Marilyn Monroe called Norma Jean, which will be debuted in London next year. I'm now training with my horse Sekit and my trainer Sandy Phillips in the hope of requalifying for the British team for the 2016 Rio Games. My plans for my horse Sekit after the Games is that he will be sold, and the money that I raise between now and Rio to buy shares in him will basically go back to guide dogs and RDA. I've also written a book called The Groper's Guide, and the book I wanted to write was a book that might change people's perception of blindness a little bit through humour. So it's kind of a Bridget Jones's diary to going blind and the trials and tribulations of me bumping into the wonders of the world as I went blind. My main passion is to actually instill the ability in disability, to show people that there is not really such a thing as disability. Where we may lack in one thing, you make up in another. And my philosophy is, give it a go. You know, if you don't reach for the stars, you're never even going to get off the ground. There is nothing that should say you can't do that. You need to find your own limits as a person, let alone a disabled person. You need to find your own limitations. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do something, because unless you try and you give it your best go, you'll never know.
Guide Dogs Annual Awards 2014. For more information, go to guidedogs.org.uk/awards.